The alert itself was direct and urgent. It instructed students and staff on South Campus to shelter in place immediately. Lockdowns mean doors locked, blinds drawn, lights off, and everyone instructed to stay quiet until further notice. Police units, including K-9 teams, quickly secured the perimeter around Riverview Suites. Helicopters and patrol cars circled the area, creating a tense environment as law enforcement tried to piece together what was really happening. Parents received frantic texts from their kids. Social media lit up with rumors and speculation, and the entire campus community went into high alert. Even though we now know there was no active shooter, the immediate response from both the university and police was one of caution, which is standard protocol in today's world where threats to campus safety can escalate in seconds. While the facts continue to develop, one thing is certain. The police response at UMass Lowell prevented panic from escalating further. The quick lockdown, clear communication, and visible presence of officers gave students and faculty some assurance that steps were being taken to keep them safe. In the coming days, investigators will likely provide updates on whether a suspect has been identified and whether the weapon in the video was real or not. Until then, the university will work to reassure its community that safety remains a top priority. For students who experience this incident firsthand, counseling and support resources will play an important role. Even when no shots are fired, the fear of a potential active shooter situation can be traumatic. Universities often provide crisis counseling, safe spaces, and follow-up communication to help their communities process these events. That support is critical in making sure students don't just return to class physically safe, but also emotionally supported. It's a reminder that campus safety isn't just about physical security, but also about mental health. As we reflect on what happened at UMass Lowell, the key takeaway is clear. Quick action and effective communication matter. While the lockdown turned out not to involve an active shooter, the seriousness with which it was handled ensured that students were protected. The incident also shows how much responsibility falls on schools and police to navigate the line between caution and overreaction. For the students who lived through it, this will be remembered as a day when ordinary campus life was interrupted by uncertainty, but also as a day when safety protocols worked as designed. And for the rest of us, it's a reminder that preparedness is not optional in today's world. A video quickly surfaced online, allegedly showing the suspect walking on a pathway near Riverview Suites. The clip, filmed through a window, appears to show a male figure in a hoodie, possibly white or gray, pointing what looked like a rifle. The footage spread fast, shared by students and picked up by news outlets. But here's the important point. The authenticity of that video has not yet been verified. Authorities have not confirmed whether the person in the video is connected to the actual incident. Still, in the heat of the moment, the clip fueled fear, with many students wondering if the threat was escalating into something far more dangerous. In today's digital age, visuals like that can be both helpful for investigations and harmful when they spread before verification. Police officials were quick to clarify the situation once they had more information. According to their statements, there was no evidence of shots fired anywhere on campus. There was also no confirmation of an active shooter. That clarification was critical because within minutes of the lockdown, news of a shooter had already started to trend online. What we had instead was a weapons incident alert, a situation serious enough to trigger immediate lockdown measures, but not one where gunfire had been exchanged. This distinction matters because it shows both how vigilant law enforcement must be in responding to potential threats and how cautious the public must be in interpreting early reports. For the students locked inside Riverview Suites and nearby buildings, the experience was still harrowing. Imagine hearing sirens outside, seeing armed officers in tactical gear, and not knowing whether someone on your campus is carrying a deadly weapon. Even though no shots were fired, the emotional impact of that uncertainty can be lasting. Many students shared online that they were hiding in bathrooms or closets, texting their families updates in case something happened. Some described watching law enforcement moving through hallways and stairwells. That lived experience is one reason why campus safety drills and preparedness protocols exist, to help students know how to respond when every second counts. Lockdowns like this one highlight the delicate balance universities must strike between keeping their communities safe and avoiding unnecessary panic. At UMass Lowell, the decision to go into lockdown immediately was rooted in the principle of safety first. With reports of a suspect carrying a rifle, even unverified ones, authorities could not afford to take chances. It's better to lock down and later discover there was no active shooter than to delay action and risk lives. The swift police response, including the deployment of K-9 units and the securing of a wide perimeter, showed that the school and local law enforcement were ready to act decisively. This incident also sheds light on the power of communication systems during emergencies. The university's alert system worked as designed, reaching students on their phones and laptops with clear instructions. Social media, meanwhile, became a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allowed students to share real-time updates and reassure loved ones. On the other, it spread unconfirmed rumors and the viral video that may or may not be connected to the actual events. In today's world, managing that flood of information is one of the biggest challenges for schools and police departments alike. Authorities have not yet provided a full update on the status of the individual in the circulating video. That uncertainty has left room for speculation, but police emphasized that the situation was under control and that there was no ongoing danger to the campus community. These words are important because they not only calm immediate fears, but also reaffirm trust in the institutions responsible for safety. In the hours after the lockdown, the focus shifted from crisis mode to investigation, piecing together what happened, determining whether a suspect had indeed been armed, and figuring out how to prevent similar scares in the future. Students were studying, attending class, or grabbing coffee, and the next moment, they were in lockdown. It's a disruption that can leave people shaken even after the all-clear has been given. Universities across the country face the same challenge: how to create an open, welcoming environment for learning, while also preparing for the possibility of emergencies. This balance is delicate, but incidents like this prove why it's necessary. From a broader perspective, the UMass Lowell lockdown is part of a larger conversation about campus safety in America. Over the past 2 decades, colleges and universities have invested heavily in emergency preparedness, installing alert systems, training staff, and coordinating with local law enforcement. Yet, despite these measures, every new report of a weapon on campus reignites anxieties. Students today live with a heightened awareness that their campuses must be both centers of education and places ready to respond to threats. That dual reality shapes how students experience college life. Imagine being a college student, sitting in your dorm room or walking across campus, when suddenly your phone buzzes with an emergency alert. The message? A possible armed suspect on campus, and an immediate lockdown in effect. That's exactly what happened at the University of Massachusetts Lowell this week, and it sent shockwaves not just across the school, but throughout the entire community. The alert went out specifically for Riverview Suites on South Campus, where reports surfaced of a man with what appeared to be a rifle. For students, faculty, and families following the situation in real time, those minutes of uncertainty felt like hours. And while the good news is that no shots were fired and there was no active shooter situation confirmed, the incident highlights how quickly fear can spread and how seriously authorities must respond to any report of weapons on school grounds.